Okay, so in the last video we talked about how to, I guess the beginning of the process from turning your triggers for anxiety or just feeling stressed into more of cues to be able to slow down that cycle that accelerates into anxiety and things that we don't really like feeling. Which anxiety, by the way, is not necessarily bad. It's really helpful. It's just when it's a problem that it's a problem. So I'm not saying to apply this to everything. This is to help folks who understand that they're not wanting, that there's no need to be anxious about what's going on. Okay. What did we talk about last time? We talked about the triggers. Okay. And identifying them. So you should have, if you're watching this video or if you're trying to implement it, you should have those identified. So just write those down. You know, well, I get sweaty palms, my stomach gets upset, I feel tension in my lower back when I'm starting to get stressed, and I know I'm getting about ready to get anxious. You need to have those identified. Now, how are we going to slow this down once you've got those identified? Those are identified, those are your cues. Right? Those are your cues to be able to help you to know, oh, I need my cycle is going, the bike tire, using that metaphor, is moving. If you think back to the first couple of videos, we talked about how different systems, like the way that we breathe, can increase our heart rate. If we're holding our breath, our heart rate actually increases. And if our heart rate is increasing and we're getting tense in our muscles and our breath is getting erratic, that's sending information back to our brain saying, oh shoot, something's wrong. So that's the cycle. Again, as a reminder that we're trying to slow down. Now, we can't control really what our heart rate is directly. And it's hard to control that tension, that stressful tension that we have built up in our bodies. It's hard to control that as well directly. But what we can control is our breath. So if you're getting, stressed and you notice that you're breathing, through your mouth, big breaths, and it's erratic. Sometimes I see folks where it'll be small and shallow. That's a good way to get anxious. Even if you don't struggle with anxiety, that's a good way to get anxious, or at least lightheaded. Sometimes folks they'll be thinking, they don't even know it, but they'll breathe in and then they'll hold their breath. Okay, and that is telling us that something is wrong, and it just starts that whole cascade effect. But you can control that. So you can learn to control your breath. And the wonderful thing about the breath is that once you learn to identify, oh shoot, I'm holding my breath right now, or I'm breathing like I'm running and I don't need to be running right now, or I'm not breathing at all. Once you can identify that, you can learn how to stop doing it. The beautiful thing is that all these systems are connected, and if you can first identify it and then slow that breath down to what a normal breath is, what that does is it tells your heart, hey, things are okay, chill out a little bit, and your heartbeat will begin to normalize. And you'll be able to relax more within your body as well, and your thoughts can calm down. And so you can't control all those other factors, but you can learn to control your breath. That's why the breath is important, and that's why we're going to focus a few videos on how to begin learning how to control the breath, to take control of, to take back your body and your thoughts when you're feeling stressed or anxious.